various resources. In today's presentation, we'll look at the hydrogen economy, whether it is beneficial, first of all. And then we'll talk about some potentials we have in Ghana and SDGs that are tying into this kind of hydrogen discussion. So first of all, let's look at the hydrogen economy. We may have major feedstocks like natural gas that is already having, various applications, coal, even water that is used for agriculture and other applications, and biomass as well. But why would we want to convert it into hydrogen? If we do, then we have various areas of applications like in the transportation sector. For example, used by locomotive engines and ships, and even in the aviation industry, as well as transportation via road. We can convert hydrogen into ammonia and use as a fertilizer material for production. It goes into metal production. Amongst it is one interesting area, which is chemical production, that I am particularly so much interested in. For example, we can use hydrogen to produce a chemical substance known as cyclohexane. And this cyclohexane has a lot of applications in the polymer industry. So yeah, you want me to talk about the challenges already? It's fine, but in the electronics industry and then in the heat and distribution areas as well, hydrogen is being used. So yes, we really want to convert our natural gases and biomass and coal into hydrogen. But however, there are challenges that comes with hydrogen production. So for example, the production cost. I'm going to show you in the next slide some material and energy balance we've put together. Then you would think that it doesn't really make sense to produce hydrogen from other energy sources. So the production cost, it's very expensive if you look at it from various technological point of views. And then there is infrastructure, issue. How do we produce? How do we store? Hydrogen is a low density energy material in that you need quite a lot to get equal amount of energy you would get from other sources. I've talked about the storage and infrastructure, what you need to put together, and so on and so forth. In all these, interestingly, people have been trying to look at it from various point of views. So it comes with certain nomenclature, some funny though. But if you are producing hydrogen from gasification of coal, then we want to call it black hydrogen, and green hydrogen from electrolysis, as well as gray and others. Where will Ghana fit? Or which one will be suitable for Ghana? I think we can look at it. Now, if you look at material and energy requirement for hydrogen production, if we use electricity, for example, to do electrolysis, which is the Faraday's electrolysis I'm referring to, then we will require about 180,000 megajoules of energy to produce hydrogen fuel, whose energy content is about 120. So you look at the difference. The question you are probably asking is, does it make sense to convert our energy across the country? Rice is produced almost everywhere. So, we can get adequate amount of energy. Interesting amongst this is the use of hydrogen in powering, for example, the polymer electrolyte membrane fuel cell, which becomes an energy storage facility to help us augment our energy requirement and need. Let's look at the next. So the surrounding SDGs, if we decide to continue with this kind of conversation, will be 7, which is affordable and clean energy. My lady who just finished the presentation talked about clean cooking and so on and so forth. If we are incorporating produced hydrogen, how is it going to be? So far, let me be quick by saying that we don't know the impact of hydrogen on the environment yet. Just as we know about methane and carbon dioxide and so on and so forth, we don't know about hydrogen. But what is interesting is that in the production route for hydrogen, we produce some enormous amount of CO2 if you are doing co-gasification. But interestingly, in KNUSC, we have produced a device that is able to catalyze or break CO2 into hydrogen and carbon monoxide, which carbon monoxide can go into a water gas shift reaction to produce more hydrogen. To us, it's a net zero, carbon net zero approach to give us more hydrogen. But will the energy be clean enough? All these discussions, we need to go into that. Sustainable SDG 11 says sustainable cities and communities. So shall we have clean transportation if we are using it in the locomotive? When we were on flight coming, I was telling Dr. Boakye that if we did this journey by road via train, it would have been probably shorter and more convenient, because sometimes if the weather is hazy. But if we have hydrogen, then yeah, really we can, use our trains and so on and so forth. Will we have decentralized energy? Energy securities are issues. So we can talk about that. Communities can have simple co-gasification systems to produce this kind of hydrogen. Responsible consumption and production. I'm interested in circular economy. If you look at the rice production chain, then what is happening currently shouldn't happen. Our straws and husk and manure, Kumasi Abattoir, we produce tons of manures every day. What are we using it for? So can we use it? Can we loop everything and get clean energy, circular economy, and so on and so forth? And then, yeah, there is industry, innovation, and infrastructure. What are we finally going to do? Will there be technological innovation? Recently, I was in the ST conference and telling others, the Americans and others had done their presentation. But what Effort Energy Center was trying to put together is to integrate several other technologies that is giving us better, edge and advantages over the current existing technology. So if we talk about it, we can put a lot of ideas together. Finally, in conclusion, we are trying to say that people talk about the merit and the demerit of hydrogen economy, but we stand in a better position. For example, because we have the most viable candidate for production, which is biomass. We have it enormous. We also do have natural gas now. What we need to look out for is the infrastructure development and how we can collaborate and bring our effort together so that we can produce hydrogen. I think that is what we have for now. We can continue the discussion. Thank you.